Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
Visa Everywhere Initiative, India 2020, in association with CNBC TV18.
Hello and welcome to a first of its kind FinTech challenge in India, the Visa Everywhere Initiative. The initiative is a part of the Global Innovation Program where startups aim to solve payment challenges of tomorrow and enhance their product propositions to provide visionary solutions for Visa's vast network of partners. Let me give you a little background. For 5 years now, the Visa Everywhere Initiative Innovation Challenge has traveled to over 100 countries. Visa, in its quest for innovative solutions and to shape the future of commerce, launched Visa Everywhere Initiative in India with a format adapted to the unique Indian fintech ecosystem. In its maiden year, the Visa Everywhere Initiative India saw massive 400 plus applications from 260 unique fintechs across India, making it the second highest participation after the US. The Visa Everywhere Initiative India 2020 is divided into 3 challenges. Challenge 1, digital issuance for driving access to payments and credit. Challenge 2, driving small merchant acceptance growth. And Challenge 3, digitally transforming the B2B payments value chain. Each applicant of the Visa Everywhere Initiative India 2020 was mentored by subject matter experts of Visa to develop a proof of concept using Visa developer APIs. Following this, 84 applications were received for the pitch process, of which 43 were nominated for the pitch days. That brought us to the select list of 9 finalists, 3 of whom will be presenting their solutions today in the first challenge round. Before we set the ball rolling for the finale, let me introduce someone who was key to bringing this Global Innovation Challenge to India, Head of Products, India and South Asia Visa, Arvind Ronta. Over to you, Arvind.
Thank you, Shruti. Just to set the context, with the COVID-19 pandemic, clearly social and physical distancing has become the new normal. And financial institutions have witnessed unforeseen challenges because of this pandemic and have started to gear up for radical realignment to this new normal. And what I mean by that is, for example, industry is already reimagining the future of digital banking. And through ways in which customers are now going to be digitally onboarded, digitally fully serviced, and Visa is committed to support all our banking partners through technology assets we have, as well as partnerships with fintechs that we can bring to support them in digitally onboarding their customers. So specifically today, at the Visa Everywhere Initiative finals, we've brought finalists who are focused on improving the digital onboarding experience. And really excited to hear what participants have today on digital issuance and lending, and excited to hear that and their pitches.
Thank you very much, Arvind, for taking us through the process. Now I'd like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed jury panel. Some of India's brightest and most promising fintech startups will be pitching to this illustrious set of people. Parag Rao, Country Head Payments, Consumer Finance, Marketing and Digital Banking, HDFC Bank. Anurag Sinha, Co-founder and CEO, OneCard. Seaton Kitney, Head of Products and Solutions, Asia Pacific Visa. Arvind Ronta, Head of Products and Solutions, India and South Asia Visa. And finally, Lata Venkatesh, Executive Editor, CNBC TV18. Dear jurors, welcome to the first leg of the Visa Everywhere Initiative India 2020. Few guidelines: you'll need to score each contestant based on 2 fronts, the solution and the company. On the solution front, the market opportunity, product value proposition, and scalability need to be vouched, while on the company's strength, execution, capability, and the founder's profile should be considered. The challenge for today is digital issuance for driving access to payments and credit. Let's welcome our first finalist. This company offers a range of touchless and contactless products like loans, insurance, and line of credit through its online marketplace, India Lens. Representing India Lens today is its co-founder, Mayank Kachwaha. Hello, Mayank. Let's get started. The rules are simple. You have 10 minutes to make your presentation. This will be followed by a Q&A round with the jury. Good to go? Your time starts now.
About 2015 March is when we launched India Lens. And we were the first ones actually to launch the free credit report product in India in partnership with a large bureau. And so we've been around for now close to 5 years in operations. We've done about close to 1,500 crores in personal loans through the platform, hundreds of thousands of credit card transactions approvals through the platform. And we've actually very recently launched a line of credit product. A lot of customers seem keen on the line of credit product, given the flexibility of the product, right? It's almost like a credit card, though our non-banking finance partners actually don't have the ability, regulatory ability, blessing in that sense, to be able to do revolving lines of credit like credit cards. We've been able to launch a line of credit product with some of those guys. Now, the thought process for this challenge was quite simple, that can I now combine that line of credit product with, let's say, a prepaid card proposition, which could be, let's say, a Visa card, right, in partnership with a large bank. And can I now give access to credit to a larger number of customers to products like credit cards that work like credit cards in a sense, but have a line of credit in the back? Our analysis suggests that there's about close to 25-30% people who revolve credit on credit card balances. And tend to pay a pretty high interest rate on those, right? So one of the key things that we were focusing on with our initial offering, which is called TransferX appropriately, is that we're able to actually move some of those balances and give people the flexibility to be able to still use a card product, but reduce the interest rates that they pay on some of their card products, credit cards, plus being able to, and then I think that's just the start for us, right? I think for the relationship, I think the focus is that, we're actually able to go after the next 100 million customers. If you're looking at about 25-30 million who have credit cards right now, how can we go after the next 100 million customers and offer them a card-based product? And I think that's what I think we've been working with Visa very closely actually to launch this product in partnership with some large banks. And that I think we're in advanced stages of actually delivering that.
Mayank, with that, your time is up. Jury, over to you for the questions.
One doubt, because I heard two propositions in the pitch. One is access to credit cards to people who don't get it, and also a solution for existing customers who are revolving to consolidate on a separate platform, probably at a lower rate. So between the two, which one are you?
So actually, for us, I think the starting point, and I think that's the thing that we're going in with, is the TransferX product. The starting point for this is that, we are actually able to help people reduce the interest charges that they pay on their credit card balances, especially the 25-30% people who are revolving on our existing base. We want to offer them a lower interest rate product, but still have the flexibility of being able to use a card on transactions and have a pay-as-you-go sort of product. So I think that's the thing that we're going in with to start things off.
Can I ask, the credit that's being provided is underwritten by banking relationships that you have, or is India Lend getting into the credit provision itself?
We don't have our own balance sheet, so everything is done on other institutions' balance sheet. So we work, like I said, we work with large banks and non-banking finance companies. So the entire balance sheet risk is being taken by them. We own the entire origination of it. So right from actually hosting some of the policies to be able to actually take the customer right through fulfillment. We actually enable fulfillment for all of our transactions. And I mean, at the peak, like right before COVID crisis hit, we were doing about close to 80-85 crores in personal loans originated through the platform, and a few thousand credit card transactions. So we enable the entire fulfillment as well, but no balance sheet risk.
Thank you, Mayank, and good luck. While the jury deliberates and scores for India Lends, let's slip into a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Visa Everywhere Initiative, India 2020, in association with CNBC TV 18.
Welcome back. You're watching the grand finale of Visa Everywhere Initiative India 2020, and the challenge for today is digital issuance for driving access to payments and credit. And now it's time to invite our second finalist, Sachin Kulkarni, co-founder and CEO of Quantific. Its Q-Verifier platform specializes in digitizing the user journey through an array of applications using machine learning and image processing, which in turn helps in reducing the cost of acquisition in the lending business. Welcome, Sachin. You have 10 whole minutes to impress the jury. Your time starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. To understand the Quantific digital onboarding application, let's meet Mr. Joshi, who is a sales manager in a bank and follows the conventional approach of onboarding. He has a regular in-person meetings with the customer. He fills the physical application form. He ensures the original documents are seen and verified and then submitted to the back office for further processing. He follow up with the back office, but for onboarding his customer, however, it takes more than 1 day for onboard a customer. Finally, customer gets onboarded, but then he gets dissatisfied because of the time which he has put into this, and which results into a business loss and a revenue loss. To see how these problems of a Mr. Boshi can be addressed, let's move to the next slide, which says digital customer onboarding coupled with video KYC powered by Quantafic. The next slide gives the different modules of customer onboarding platform of a Quantafic, and you can see that there is a OCR and a ML layer, which allows as the image-based application form processing. So what it does is you just take a photos or images of the documents, and it allows you to capture the data and process the application form. It has a workflow module where you can define various workflows for a different products. We have a eKYC as well as a video KYC for a KYC compliance. There's a state-of-the-art rule engine which allows you to configure various credit policies and evaluate a customer's total eligibility. We have a risk evaluator which categorizes customer into various risk categories: high risk, medium risk, and low risk. While doing so, it also depends on a lot of variables coming from a credit bureau, and that's why we have enabled a multi-bureau module inside this application, which connects to the various credit bureaus available. We have an offer management module which gives the best possible offers to the customer, and then he can select one of those offers and just get onboarded. I move to the next slide, which says image-based application processing, and you can see that this QScan module is powered by OCR and machine learning. It allows to capture the image of a document, and the data gets auto-populated into the application. It supports multiple documents. The next slide is the new entrant to the onboarding process, which is the video KYC. And as per the RBI guidelines, customer can schedule an appointment with the bank staff for a video KYC. He can use the video link for completing his video KYC. While the video KYC is going on, the OCR module will capture the data from the documents which the customer is showing as an ID document, and then photo match algorithm will match the customer's photo with the photo on the ID document. Parallelly, there will be a liveliness checks, and a lat long will get captured to ensure that the KYC is happening within the permissible boundaries. Once this information comes into the Quantafic solution, then there is a rule engine, face match algorithm, name and address match algorithm, which matches the name and address of a customer on an ID document, as well as the details given by these global databases. And then finally, we arrive at an ID authentication score, which in turn further becomes an input to his risk categorization. Moving to the next slide, which is a case study of our implementation, and you can see that by implementing our solution, the turnaround customer has reduced his turnaround time drastically. Within the 4 minutes or within the 3 minutes, actually, customer application gets approved. The volume per day handle has increased phenomenally. Cost of ownership has gone down. Customer risk categorization is helping in proper risk assessment. The easy APIs allows to connect with the multiple data sources. Pluggable modules allows to implement in a modular manner, and the mobile app will help the customer improve the sales efficiency. Next to this is the next slide talks about the association with Visa, and the Quantafic digital customer onboarding platform can be offered to Visa vast network of partners and clients to digitally issue debit and credit cards.
Sachin, I'm sorry, I'll have to cut you in. Your time is up. Jury, over to you for the questions.
Yeah, I have a quick question. So it seems like this entire model is pretty commoditized and anyone can build all these capabilities. How are you thinking of differentiating yourself and about your entire revenue model? And also second, you talked about digital authentication and digital identity management. Have you guys thought through what is a credible revenue model on that side of the equation? And how are you working with partners and monetizing this at scale?
Yeah, so currently we are not working on exactly on that side. Yes, that's a long-term approach which we can thought of, but currently it is more of a license plus implementation monetization model which we are following.
Well, thank you, Sachin, and well done. Let's slip into another commercial break while the jury scores Quantafic.
Visa Everywhere Initiative, India 2020, in association with CNBC TV18.
Welcome back to the grand finale of Visa Everywhere Initiative India 2020, and today's challenge is digital issuance for driving access to payments and credit. It's now time to invite our last finalist for today. Fi-Commerce processes integrated payments across online, offline, and doorstep channels. Its ability to integrate with enterprise units, supply chain delivery chains, fulfills a long-standing gap for the Fortune 500 companies, and representing Fi-Commerce here is its co-founder and CEO, Jose Thatil. Jose, you know the rules, and your time starts now.
Jumping straight into the opportunity at hand, as the esteemed panel will know, that retail credit, at least formal retail credit in India, is very, very low. We're talking of, for a population of 1.3 billion, we only have over 50 to 55 million credit cards just in the country. But on the debit card, it's a different picture. We have over 800 million debit cards in the country. And incidentally, apparently 1 out of 4 such debit card holders are eligible for credit in some form or the other. This represents a huge untapped base of credit eligible customers. So the need of the hour is actually a solution that introduces consumption-based lending to this huge untapped base of credit customers and help them build credit history. And we believe installments on debit cards is the proposition or the solution. Where are we today as far as installments on debit is concerned? We all know that there's been a distinct trend of consumers preferring to purchase on installments. We also know that payment networks like Visa have done their bit by initiating various changes on the network to enable installment-based payments. However, there have been challenges. The challenge typically that we've come across is issuer banks have challenges in participating in such payment scheme-led installment offerings. This is primarily attributable to legacy core banking issues or loan management platform issues. And as a result, what happens is banks tend to partner with local merchant aggregators and thereby sacrificing much needed interoperability. Imagine if they were to actually ride on a payment network based offering, what that means is automatically the offering is opened out to the entire network. So what's the solution? I'd like to introduce PayFi installments, possibly one of its kind, a platform designed to exclusively enable installments on debit cards. As a platform, it's all comprehensive, right from onboarding to underwriting. It also helps define various programs based on cardholder profiles, MCC specific programs. It caters to both online and offline merchants. And the beauty is there's real-time conversion to installment. It's not before transaction, it's not after transaction, it's during transaction. And the much needed ready interfaces to existing core banking systems and EFT switches, which means there is minimal changes at issuer end. So this is a broad feature list of the platform. Apart from this, it also helps things like merchant-led subvention programs and all of that. That's the power of PayFi installments.
Jose, your time is up. Jury, shoot your questions.
I didn't see any role of an acquirer or the manufacturers in this whole space. Are you expecting the banks to do that job? Because today's card EMI works at merchants on machines and in the online, etc. Okay, you talked about issuers. So is there no role of the acquirer at all? And in your business model, a large portion of the profitability of the card EMI is based on, you mentioned it yourself, the subventions which manufacturers offer, or else it has to be a customer interest bearing model. How are you factoring that into your business model? Otherwise, are you just a processor?
Manufacturer subvention can be one other source of revenue. However, it's not going to be the source of revenue. As I said, the model is treated like a credit card transaction. So the merchant pays credit interchange, and of course the customer really pays for the interest that for these 3-month or 6-month or 9-month EMIs that he. But there is, of course, revenue coming in. And from an acquirer perspective, it's just like he sells to his current merchants transaction sets. This is a new transaction that he said he will actually offer to his merchants and generate revenue.
All right, Lata, I believe you have a question.
How many customers have bought into this? What's the success rate?
Today, we are in the process of implementing the same. The first program would go live towards the festive season of this year.
Thank you very much, Jose. And with that, we conclude the presentations for Challenge 1, Digital Issuance for Driving Access to Payments and Credit. While the jury tabulates the score, let me reveal to you the winning prize. Every challenge winner gets to take home a cash prize of 7 lakh rupees along with a trophy. One of these 3 winners will then be crowned the Visa Everywhere Initiative India 2020 winner through a combination of audience and jury scores. The grand winner will receive an additional 28 lakh rupees along with a winner's trophy. Well, the moment we've all been waiting for is here. The jury has assigned their scores, and now it's finally time to crown the winner. And for that, let me bring in Seaton Kitney, Head of Products and Solutions Asia Pacific Visa, to announce the winner. Over to you, Seaton.
Thank you very much. Digital issuance is close to my heart. The more product we can get out, the more spend we can get churning through the network, and the more we can solve consumers' ability to use their financial services that they're offered. The winner of today's session was Fi Commerce and their installment lending proposition, making installments easy for banks, activating the range of inactive debit cards that currently sit out in India, and getting them spending and access to alternative credit. So congratulations to Fi Commerce.
Congratulations, Jose Thatil of Fi Commerce. How do you feel?
Top of the world. Top of the world. I mean, this is an idea that we've been really convinced about, and that's why as a team we've been working on this. And we know that there is an underlying need for such a solution, and it's not just in India, but it's a global requirement.
Well, Jose, many congratulations once again, and many thanks to our esteemed jury members for helping us pick our FinTech winner for the first challenge. With that, it's a wrap for this episode of Visa Everywhere Initiative India 2020. Do tune in next week for yet another exciting episode where 3 FinTech startups will battle it out to present their pitch on the second challenge, which is driving small merchant acceptance growth. Till then, it's goodbye from me and the entire team. Keep watching CNBC TV 18.
Visa Everywhere Initiative, India 2020, in association with CNBC TV 18.
Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.